Once upon a time, in a village on the edge of a vast forest, there lived a little girl known to everyone as Little Red Riding Hood. Named for the bright crimson cloak her grandmother had sewn for her, which she wore everywhere. She was loved by all who met her, from the bustling village streets to the quiet forest paths. One sunny morning, Little Red Riding Hood's mother said to her, "Grandmother is not feeling well. I have packed a basket with bread, butter, and her favorite cakes. Would you be a dear and take it to her? But remember, stay on the path and don't stray into the woods." Eager to see her grandmother, Little Red Riding Hood set off with the basket in hand. The path wound through the forest, dappled sunlight filtering through the leaves overhead. As she walked, she hummed a little tune, admiring the flowers growing wildly along the path. It wasn't long before a shadow fell across her path, and Little Red Riding Hood looked up to see a wolf standing there. The wolf, with cunning eyes and a craft in his voice, greeted her sweetly. "Good day, Little Red Riding Hood. Where are you off to so early in these woods?" "I'm going to visit my grandmother, and I'm bringing her some treats," she replied, trying to keep the nervousness out of her voice. "How nice," the wolf said smoothly. "Do tell me, where does your grandmother live?" "At the far end of the path, beneath the 3 large oak trees," she answered. The wolf thanked her and, with a sly grin, hurried off down the path. Despite her mother's warnings, Little Red Riding Hood became distracted by the beautiful flowers near the path. She thought her grandmother might like a bouquet and began gathering them, drifting slightly from the path. Meanwhile, the wolf arrived at grandmother's house and tapped lightly on the door. "Who is it?" came a frail voice from inside. "It is I, Little Red Riding Hood, bringing you some treats," the wolf mimicked in a soft voice. "Oh, how lovely! The door is open, dear," grandmother called out, not suspecting any danger. The wolf entered in a flash, and with a swift leap, gobbled up poor grandmother whole. He then donned her nightgown and cap, sliding into the bed, pulling the covers up to his chin. Not long after, Little Red Riding Hood arrived at the cottage, excited to see her grandmother. She noticed the door was ajar and hesitated but soon entered. "Good morning, grandmother," she called, stepping closer to the bed. "Good morning, dear," the wolf replied in a gruff voice, trying to sound soft. "Oh, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what big ears you have." "All the better to hear you with, my dear," the wolf answered. "And grandmother, what big eyes you have." "All the better to see you with, my dear." "But grandmother, what big hands you have." "All the better to hug you with, my dear." "Oh, grandmother, what a big mouth you have." "All the better to eat you with," wailed the wolf, springing from the bed. Little Red Riding Hood screamed, realizing the danger she was in. At that very moment, a hunter passing by heard her cries. He rushed in and, seeing the wolf, bravely subdued him, allowing Little Red Riding Hood to escape. The hunter cut open the wolf, pulling grandmother out safe and sound, though shaken. Grateful and relieved, Little Red Riding Hood vowed never to stray from the path again and to listen to her mother's advice. From that day onward, she visited her grandmother often, always staying on the safe path, while the village remembered the bravery of the hunter who came to their rescue just in time. And the forest, as if in salute, whispered a gentle reminder of the day's events every time the wind passed through the trees.